Hello. Hi, I'm Marinka. I was asked to do this presentation about opposite of the bystander effect in university, and I thought about what I did in the last 6 months or something. I said, sure. And then I heard it was about heroes and heroism, and I thought, can I call them and that they take me out of the program or something? Because, yeah, I don't know, felt like I'm not a hero. Yeah, but I was really busy in the last 6 months with a lot of online work and offline work. Yeah, concerning refugees. I don't like to call them refugees, but just temporary guests we had in our city. Does somebody know these pages? Some do. Okay. Okay, I will tell you a little bit what we did. Okay, this was what we kind of saw in the media coverage in the last summer. Many refugees coming to Europe, and President Blair called it like a refugee wave or refugee stream or tsunami or something like this. And then in September, our mayor, the one you saw this morning, the big guy, yeah, he said in I think it was half September, just I think it was 1 week after this little boy was found in the beach in Turkey, I think you all know this, that Nijmegen will shelter 3,000 refugees in the forest. It's like 3 kilometers from here, and that it would be open 3 weeks after or something. I'm sorry. Then we were kind of like, okay, and my husband, he's a social worker, and he thought, okay, this will have big impact in the city, and 3,000 is the biggest shelter of the country, and maybe we can do something. So he started his Facebook page, Welcome to Nijmegen, which, I will take the new one. This was the area in the forest where they were planning the camp. And even up till now, today, it's full with 30 tents, where 100 people per tent can live. But my husband, he decided to put this page in the air in Nijmegen, Welcome to Nijmegen, to inform people in the city a little bit about what was going on and to maybe call for volunteers, start awareness about it. Because the local government decided to do this, but after that they were kind of politically neutral. They didn't want to have many right-wing reactions or something like this. So, yeah, we did this. We put it in our networks, and it grew and grew, and now it's more than 8,000 people on there. And every day we try to post news about what was happening and stuff. And then they started to build a camp, which looked like this. And on the 2nd of October, the first guests arrived with big buses. And the evening before, we were contacted by a volunteer from Amsterdam who called us, and she said, like, many guys I know, they were here in the crisis shelter in the sport hall, like this. We got to know them, and they were sent to Nijmegen, or they will be sent to Nijmegen tomorrow. Can you check on them? Because one guy has this problem, the other one just started at a basketball team. He has to leave suddenly, and we don't know what camp it is. And I said, yeah, we also don't know, you know. So then we went there, and we had to walk 2 kilometers through this, over this road with our family, my 2 kids and my husband. We went to meet these guys, and yeah, it was kind of shocking because we came there, and this happened in the afternoon before that, and the guys were outside, and they were like, where did we end up? What is kind of camp this is, you know? So they were asking me, where can I do Dutch lessons? Where can I do this? Where can I be in touch with Dutch people? Where am I? You know, so we were talking there, and they were kind of really, I don't know, feeling stressed and wild, but they were super nice, and there were some Dutch guys standing next to me. And I thought, well, they should know it's like really close to a really nice city, you know. So I asked the Dutch guys, are you with a car? And they said, yes. So I said, can you maybe take a couple of them and show them around the city? So they know they're not in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, maybe it will be nice for them. So they did, they went to the fun fair, they had French fries, and then they were taken home. And the next day, we went there again to check on them. And then I met Eunice, and we both started a Facebook group called Refugees in Netherlands Nijmegen, this one. And we started to fill it from the inside and from the outside. So at Welcome to Nijmegen, we posted like, people, if you want to help, and you're not invited to be an official volunteer, you can go there. And inside we did the same. So now there are almost 7,000 people there, like a really big percentage of the camp. And people from Nijmegen who have like direct way to be in touch. And yeah, in the 6 months, in the past 6 months, we spent to motivate people to be in touch, to have dinner together, to solve small problems. In the beginning, it was more about bringing clothes or stuff like that. And later, it became more about information, or what is a procedure. If you go find information, or you try to find information like that, even for Dutch, it's super difficult. Every organization has their own task and their own web page, and so we try to provide info that was really necessary. And for example, last week I got questions like, do I have to bring my post to the postal office? Or can I just put it in a box, you know? Small things. But yeah, we also encourage many initiatives to like illegal language lessons, because it's not allowed in an emergency shelter to learn Dutch and stuff like that. But yeah, we were politically busy, you know, to address the situation, because we really noticed that every organization had their own task, and they didn't put themselves in the shoes of the people there. So in the past 6 months, we were not only helping with small problems, but also trying to make a change in this way. Wait, I have to check where I am. Yeah, because it felt really like injustice, you know, what happens sometimes. When, for example, the chickenpox broke out there, many kids had chickenpox, but there were also pregnant ladies who were really afraid to get chickenpox. And they were crying. When I visited, I saw them, and there was nothing for them, no activities, no ways to relax. So I knew this one lady who helped me one time, and I knew she was working in this pregnancy business. So I asked her, and she got her network, and from that point on, she did many activities for the pregnant ladies, even up to now, and my neighbor stepped in, and she was collecting pregnancy clothing and stuff like that. And after that, we also got messages from people working at official organizations who were not happy with what happened. And yeah, this was also something like, what will we address? What will we, can we change, what not? So yeah, was an intense period. And yeah. What I wanted to say was that I really realized when I was preparing this presentation that what we tried to do was to make equal contact, not be like an organization helping, but really trying to be equal. And for this, when I realized that, I put it also in the group, a video which inspired many volunteers, and I put it also for you. And I see that, this was initiatives. We also connected really the volunteers together, also in other websites and other things. And this is the video I wanted to end with. It's from a social work professor in America. She's really famous.
So what is empathy, and why is it very different than sympathy? Empathy fuels connection. Sympathy drives disconnection. Empathy, it's very interesting. Teresa Wiseman is a nursing scholar who studied professions, very diverse professions where empathy is relevant, and came up with 4 qualities of empathy. Perspective taking, the ability to take the perspective of another person or recognize their perspective as their truth. Staying out of judgment, not easy when you enjoy it as much as most of us do. Recognizing emotion in other people and then communicating that. Empathy is feeling with people. And to me, I always think of empathy as this kind of sacred space when someone's kind of in a deep hole and they shout out from the bottom and they say, I'm stuck, it's dark, I'm overwhelmed. And then we look and we say, hey, you can climb down. I know what it's like down here. And you're not alone. Sympathy is, ooh, it's bad, no. You want a sandwich? Empathy is a choice, and it's a vulnerable choice, because in order to connect with you, I have to connect with something in myself that knows that feeling. Rarely, if ever, does an empathic response begin with at least. And we do it all the time. Because you know what? Someone just shared something with us that's incredibly painful, and we're trying to silver lining it. I don't think that's a verb, but I'm using it as one. We're trying to put the silver lining around it. So, I had a miscarriage. Oh, at least you know you can get pregnant. I think my marriage is falling apart. At least you have a marriage. John's getting kicked out of school. At least Sarah is an A student. But one of the things we do sometimes in the face of very difficult conversations is we try to make things better. If I share something with you that's very difficult, I'd rather you say, I don't even know what to say right now, I'm just so glad you told me. Because the truth is, rarely can a response make something better. What makes something better is connection.
I couldn't say it better than she did, I think. Yeah. But yeah, what was really important was that these people could just post on the group what they needed or what was necessary or what connection was necessary, and made them feel like an individual among 30 or 3,000 people in the camp. And it grew many networks, personal networks, and also professional networks and stuff like that. So, yeah, this is what we did. And people connected on common grounds, on talents they had, like stuff like this, really nice, super good photographers. The first one is Mammoth, and he also made the bridge picture you saw. And yeah, we keep on motivating, and even now, many transfers are going, people are going all over the country. And where they end up, they say, oh, Marinka, can you make a new group? Because there are no volunteers here, and we don't know how to get in touch with people. So now I have like 20 groups together with Eunice. So we're thinking about how to go and manage this. But yeah, it's what happened. And people got their networks, as I said, and are really thankful for this. And this guy last week, he sent me these pictures to post. He asked his friends all over the world. They are spread now, as you could see, Jordan, Dubai, Lebanon, but also in Minsk and Belarus. And he asked his friends to make these pictures, for Nijmegen, for the city of Nijmegen. Not for the camp, because half a year without privacy was like the worst thing that could happen to you. But yeah, I think it really contributed to what happened here. Yeah, that's it.
The Hero Roundtables are the global events that ask the question, what is a hero? You've just seen one hero talk. To find more and join the conversation, visit our website or social media.